time no see. It's been a minute since I made a video, but really, like, reality is that it hasn't been that long. It's only been 10 days. But because I've set these standards for myself and I've gotten into the habit of making videos, and now it's like, oh, I've fallen off. But really, like, I wasn't making YouTube videos before. Or I started making YouTube videos and then I took like months off whenever I was finishing school and stuff. But that kind of brings me to what I want to talk about today. And it's funny because I actually made another video in between this video and the last one that I never posted, because it was kind of a hot mess video, and my phone overheated and girl, anyway. But I'm here today, and what I want to talk about is like ebb and flow. I turned the air up a little bit because it's a little humid, but basically, you know, if life is ebb and flow, and this is my ebb right now, like, you know, took 10 days off of making YouTube videos, and like the week before last week, I went to the gym 3 times, and that was my first week of going to the gym. And I also went to a dance class. But last week, I only went 1 time, and I didn't go to the dance class because I was just tired. I was just tired. And that comes down to like my time management and like making time for sleep and not being on my freaking phone. But you know, I got into my head, and I made that YouTube video like when I was in my head, and like to some extent I think that, you know, it's okay to make those videos sometimes. And I'm sure like some of my videos that I've already posted are like me just working out how I'm thinking, but that one that I made, it just didn't resonate like as something I wanted to share. It was just like I was just stressed out because I was like, man, I'm not doing the things. Really, the one thing that I was pressed about, and still am to an extent, is that I have not been doing my artist pages. I have not read chapter 2. I completely fell off of the artist way. And I do want to get back on and do it. Like, I totally want to do the artist way, but at the same time, I don't know if I should have it connected to like what I'm doing right now. Because I feel like at this point, I feel like I've failed, or like like the timeline is completely off when it comes to me completing it within my contract or whatever. That being said, obviously I want to do it, and I was putting pressure on myself to like figure it out and do morning pages, and like I kept being like, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow I wouldn't do it. And that's kind of where I got to the ebb and flow thing, and that's why I'm like, okay, I was flowing hard, and then I started to ebb. Ebbing. I don't know why. I feel like I'm a little sleepy because, like I said, I have not been prioritizing sleep in the way that I should. Been on my phone being a little goofy goober at night for no reason. Like, what am I even looking at? Like, you know when you're scrolling and you're just like looking at stuff and it's like, oh my god, like I'm not even enjoying this, but I'm just like looking at it because I'm just like scrolling. Anyway, so that was like kind of last night, and that's kind of what I've been doing recently. And then not waking up early, so then I don't even have time for morning pages, let alone like packing my lunch and stuff. And this morning I did get up, not even early. Like, I got up at the time that I should, like, if I went to get to work on time, basically. But I did pack my lunch and I washed my hair this morning. But I'm kind of getting off the topic. The topic is that, and the point is that, okay, if going to the gym once in a week and like basically everything I'm doing, if that's my new ebb, it's better than what my flow was before. And there were times in my life not that long ago, like 2019 me, if I saw where I was at now, I would be so like, I wouldn't even be able to imagine it. And it's crazy because, like, while I am very proud of myself for everything that I've done and everything that I've been to, and, you know, I also just have this feeling that, like, this isn't even the tip of the iceberg yet. So it's like, I know that myself now, like a couple years from now, I'm going to have that same experience of like, if I could see myself at this point where I'm going to be, it's just going to be unimaginable. And though, like, in 2019, like, I was diagnosed with PTSD in 2020. Not related to COVID or anything. That makes it sound like, you know, anyway. But like, I mean, I'm sure some people did, because like people were like, yeah, anyway. But me, it was completely unrelated, but I just happened to be diagnosed in 2020. But 2019 was probably the worst that I ever was. I was like bedridden and just physically sick, and I just couldn't function. But even then, I just knew I was like, at that point in my life, I had to like do a whole complete overhaul, like I had to throw all the shit out that I was doing. I had to reboot. And while at the time I could not understand completely the ways that I needed to change, or the ways that I needed to change my life and what I was doing in order to like better regulate my nervous system, I knew, like, I had this vision of like, I'm going to be this person. And I feel like that person is me now. Oh my God, my hair. That person is me now. And I would say like, I'm not completely there, because I feel like I was like really, actually that's not true. I don't know. I feel like I am to an extent. I think it's okay for me to be like, acknowledge that I'm at a place where I couldn't have imagined myself at 6 years ago, but that I still haven't reached the finish line of my vision. And that there are also things that I haven't even envisioned yet, because I haven't been in the spaces that I am going to be in yet. But yeah, I don't know what I'm getting at. Yeah, basically the point is that like, it's good for me to have the, like, be diligent and determined, and, you know, hold myself accountable. But I also need to like look back and be like, girl, like, recognize what I have done and what I'm doing right now. So also, update on like the contract and like other stuff. I got my windshield replaced, and so that's awesome. I crossed that off. I am about to schedule 2 tattoos. Why do I keep doing this to my hair? And then I don't notice until I look back at the camera. I'm about to schedule 2 tattoos. I've already gotten a quote for it. I'm just waiting for her to message me back. So that's one thing. This wasn't on the contract, but I cleared out my back seat and finally donated the stuff. I gave my whole car like a really good cleaning, but I'll be honest, I did not open the center console and the trunk. That's a different entity. I will get to that entity later. But right now, she's looking good. So I also started reading, well, I'm listening to it, the audiobook of When God Was a Woman. Yeah, and I got into, the night before last night, I started making a beat. And I feel like, you know, sometimes, honestly, let's be real, the way that my mind functions musically is that I usually don't like make a beat and then make a song. Like, I usually am like making the song while I'm making the beat, and that's kind of what's happening. And I kind of want to do something with this one where I'm like sampling my voice. So I have this like, begin again. I don't want to like spoil it, but yeah, I have that, and I'm going to work it into the beat. So it's like, because one thing I've found whenever I'm like practicing freestyling on beats, I really feel comfortable on beats where it's like it has a vocal sample on it. So I'm like, girl, just sample yourself. Anyway, it's kind of hot in my car, but yeah, I just needed to check back in. And I also like, I want to start doing other types of videos. Like, I've just been doing diaries, which is good. I want to keep doing that because, as you know, I am supposed to make 40 videos by June, which I still think is achievable. But I'm getting bored. I'm just talking. I need to do something. And I do want to get back into the artist way and just kind of restart that and have it be its own journey. But I feel like in order to do that, I need to like just get some self-control when it comes to like regulating my sleep and my phone use and da. So I think naturally I will get back to it. I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself right now because I know I have a lot that I'm trying to do, but it's not outside of my mind. Basically, I'm thinking about it. So yeah, I want to kind of like take a little nap for the rest of my lunch break. I don't have too long, maybe like 20 minutes, but yeah. Have a good day. I'll talk to you later.